And now for something completely different.
I guess all artists fall in love with their creations, but you just seem so special.
Anyway, so one of the things that I'm going to do, and I will have already said probably this in an earlier video, is a full Stormtrooper armor, a wearable armor that's 501st Legion worthy, whatever you want to call it, eligible. But I also want to be able to display it within the room here. So I ordered this mannequin. This is from Zing Display, Z-I-N-G, and spoke briefly because the black one that I ordered was not actually available, even though the website said. But I was kind of 50-50 on between the black and white one anyway, so it didn't matter. I got the white one, so it comes in these two boxes you see here. The other box is an amp that I'm selling. But so to these two boxes here, so I want to show you the assembly of it, the quality of it. There's a feature of this that is the reason that I got it. So this retails a little bit over $600, so you go, yikes, okay, that's expensive. But a lot of people do PVC skeletons, so to speak, for their trooper armor. But anyway, you'll see why I picked this one. And let's see if it lives up to what I hope it is and expect it is. So here we go, let's unbox it. Alright, first box. And as usual, we have Ozzy asleep and snoring in his bed. What would a half-assed video be without Ozzy snoring? It's a major award. I won this. Fragile. See many stupid things I can do before I get this out of the box. Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, so one of the things that's a big plus to it is that this should be like, what my hopes are is that it will be like a giant hot toy, and that the fact that it's totally posable. So you have new joint here. Now one of the things that it does not have is ankle articulation. So I've even contemplated that I may modify it to have all the things that I would like to have, including, you know, some sort of pivot here, but I can't damage the integrity of it. It is hollow, so if I was going to do something like that, I probably will not mess with the legs, but I am curious to see what the arms are like. So anyway, it's hollow. It's like a PVC or resin, fiberglass. It's fiberglass. You can see the part in there, the fiber strands. Mannequin is 5'10", I think. So needs a little bit of help on the pedicure. We got to do something with that. Arm number one. So gizmo here, you can ratchet into here, and there's a Allen head screw in there, and then so you can set this, and then once you tighten that down, the arm will stay extended as such. And the same thing here. So once you lock elbow position, the one thing that I'm interested to see is, can I get the hands together for the blaster? So we shall see. Another arm. These pieces are metal, it would appear here, that they've fiberglassed into it. Okay, next box. Here we have the torso with a nice little nub there, and he must work out. So I'm assuming this goes and then sockets onto these here. Probably has a little eyelet sockets. Once again, very sturdy, very well made. Yes, it has the eyelets like I predicted. Very cool. See what it compares to myself. Except for I've got moves and it's got muscles. And I always wanted to get ahead in life, so that is the worst of dad jokes. So, but as you can see, this should lock. I knew it was too heavy to be empty. Plexiglass, it feels, or something extremely heavy base. Okay, for the next segment, Mandy has joined us. It's my girl. Lost his little eye. So you can literally get the arms all the way out forward, like so, all the way to wherever basically you want to do. So quite honestly, it should be about as posable as a hot toy, which is pretty dang cool. And once you tighten this down, it has like the same thing Hot Toys has, those little rivets. Not rivets, but what are you gonna call it? Ratchets. Rivets are frogs. What frogs say? So stupid. What the hell do frogs say rivet? Alright, now the coolest part of the entire deal, and the reason that I bought it, is because we have articulated hands. So, when he is going to have the blaster, now, one of the problems we have here is that it's going to have a cup type thing. This thumb does not articulate outward. So, that would be, I will say, slightly disappointing, but let's see if we can make this up. Okay. So this would be our right hand, and this will allow a trigger type grip, which is excellent. Very cool. Smallish type hands. This really needs to articulate right here. I may try to break this down and see. Ooh, it even has wrist articulation. That is cool. We've got a ball joint. Oop. We have a ball joint here that allows it to do wrist articulation. So that's very cool. This thumb needs to be set back and to have the ability to pivot up, and it does not. It basically only pivots in. But I mean, normally you get a mannequin with this and that's all you got, so pretty cool. Then what you can do is the fingers actually pivot backwards more than human fingers would do. Yeah, let me make sure this doesn't turn. Yeah, see, it has a restriction there. It's like this needs to be honed out, but I'm not sure what is behind it to do that. But you know what? I'll find out. So this will totally allow a grip, like so, which is going to look killer. So once you tighten this all the way down, if the wrist is not where you want, it literally can just pivot. this blaster is extremely heavy. I mean, I don't want to carry it around for long. It's like carrying a stinking 10-pound weight. But the one that comes with the armor is a resin blaster, which I'm guessing is going to be just a fraction of this weight, and it will probably suffice. But maybe something like the Iron Man blaster pose. This gets really rickety. There's a small set right here. This almost feels like a, oh, you know what it is? Is you tighten it. As you tighten it, the wrist tightens. So it has like a tension in there. Cool. All right. There we go. So hopefully by the next segment of this video, I will have the Stormtrooper armor in hand, and we'll see what it looks like in full display. I guess this is going to be kind of the first step in the converting the gym into my man cave. So got the Stormtrooper armor. If you've not seen the video of me punking the Seth and George from MCE, check it out over here. Had a blast, just so much fun. But I've acquired the RS Prop Masters New Hope armor, Star Wars armor, and going to put it on a mannequin. The one thing I cannot do is turn it here. You cannot turn the arms inward. So what I'm about to do is cut it. So I think this is solid here. This mannequin was a $700 mannequin, so it is extremely expensive. One of the fingers broke on it. I think they got glue. Maybe they do that intentionally. But I was trying to twist it because there's times where you want this type of effect and there's times where you want this type of effect. Well, that doesn't happen if you don't twist it in there. So I believe I've got a solution that I can fix this, but we shall see. So the other problem I have is this base is crap. I guess it's good for a department store, maybe, but for what I'm wanting to do and the weight and the value of what's going to be on this, not clothes, but that armor, I don't want this thing falling. So I'm going to get a piece of wood and attach through that for temporary. I already have the wood, so it's no big deal. But one of the problems I have is with the armor. So they have this bar here coming up into the center of his back. That's not going to work with the Stormtrooper armor. So the only place if there's a gap that I can think of, unless I think of something different whenever I get to going into this, is where the front shell and the back shell meet in the crotch. There's a gap. So yeah, that means he's getting a rod up the butt. So that should be entertaining. So let's cut the arms. Yeah, we'll need to clean this up, a little bit of space, but if I put an L bracket through here, bolt it there, same thing there, and then I can put the piece of ball thread and what I said with the threads and bolts through there, I believe that works. So time to head to the hardware store. Let's see what we can find. Trying to get something with the holes down the center and not so thick of a wall thickness to try to bend it into place. Still thinking. Okay, here's what I came up with. I've got 3/8 all thread, and that fits perfectly in the holes of this they call punched flat bar. It's got nylon locking washers here to keep it from backing out over time as I rotate the arms, which won't be much, but I'd rather do that than not. Alright, back in the truck. About $34, a little bit over $34 for what I got there. Not too bad, but considering again that you're 700 bucks in, so now we're 750-ish. So Let's see if it works. Try to get as close to a 90 degree as I can. What this is going to do is go up in there. I'm going to drill through both those sides and do the same thing over here. Now this is a little wide here, so I'm going to take out some of that slag right there, it looks like. Not a problem. Not advised to breathe this stuff in. Okay, good on this side, too much tension on this side, so I'm going to bend that in a little bit. And of course, Ozzy is making noise in my video, just to make the universe as it should be. He can see me through the window, and he is not happy that I'm not inside playing with him. Okay, so that gets the hole deeper here and deeper here, and very little, if you can see that, very little gap here. It's best if you put your hand on the back side of this here so that you can feel as the bit breaks through there. Make sure you don't damage the other side. Important safety tip. Or, yeah. I'm just joking. Don't do that. Okay, that is just right. Okay, it's not beautiful, but it is functional. So got plenty of material there to hopefully that won't split out with the weight or whatever. Put a piece of all thread or even a smaller bolt through that center hole and do the same thing on the other one, and I should have a functioning joint. Okay, another problem I had of the finger joint there breaking, and this is the mechanic to it. This little piece here had a wood peg on it, and then the round part that you see there went into the slot there, and the screw tightens it. All this is wood with fiberglass coating to it. So what I came up with as a remedy is to use this guy and set it into the wood. It's about the same diameter of that, so I'm hoping by the time I set that in there, it'll give me a little bit of twist with the screw, and as I clamp that screw down, as long as I don't overdo it, it should tighten onto the ring there and hold in place. I'm going to trim this thumb, I cannot talk. I'm going to trim this thumb socket here back a little bit to where I can get more of this action. Right now it's kind of set like this, and I want it to where he can grip the blaster, you know, more like a natural motion. So let's see if that works. Okay, just a touch of grinding there. Now this is going to have slack in it, but I don't care. Once I get it where I want it, it should be fine. And if I set the screw back, it should not be able to fall off. So now if I do that, even if it comes forward or loose, see, I can't get it out of there. And actually, if I pull it forward, I can even get further back there. Alright, changed the workbench to my backyard. Undercover, got fans, and not too shabby of a view. To which everyone is saying, weren't you working back there to start with? I am not a smart man, Janae. Alright, so I'm going to put a locking washer on a piece of all thread, like so. And then the big nut here will go to the bottom side. Okay, so here's the mechanism. You can see up in there. And that allows pivot. May have to play around with it and see if it actually works.
I have failed you.
Okay, back inside. I'm going to say 4 out of 10 success here. There's too much stress here, especially this front right here. I don't know if you can see, but this entire thing is bending. This rotates in. The encouraging thing is the hands are together and one arm isn't even done. So this arm needs to come out and rotate in to get that proper on guard position. But this is not working. I'm going to try to see if I can remove this and shorten this entire thing to where the stability of the arms will touch each other a little bit better. But I was afraid of removing that second screw because of the depth of the sockets here was going to be a problem, and it appears it is. So, all right, trial and error. Okay, aggravated. Lots of bad words said in the last couple hours. Still not happy with this. It's better. You know, I feel it's probably going to be okay. Don't really know what else to do. Almost need some sort of a socket inside a socket that rotates here, but I don't know what to do. So anyway, if I take this loose, as you can see, this is outside his arm again. Bring this in. It'll work. It'll work. It'll look right. My concern is longevity. So, you know, the joint moves here, but it's got some slack in it. So I've got the two horseshoe shapes like this and then bolted through, which was extremely fun to try to get that there. So I can get the arm, you know, pretty much whatever that is, 180. Well, just playing around for just a second, went left-handed with him, using that hand as the bend-in trigger hand versus the other, since this one would not come in. Actually looks pretty cool, and it gives you the details of the gun on this outside. So, mercy. You got stability there. It looks right. He's fully gripping everything as he should. Am I done?
Greg! Greg!
This is not what it looks like. Alright, as you can see, I've got multiple mannequins. I actually have another one in the box. I haven't even unboxed yet. So lots of full-scale stuff coming, which will, all except for one, will all be wearable cosplay. But I wanted that option because it seems that it's cheaper if you do it that way overall. But Stormtrooper, let's get the armor off of me having to set all the pieces around and get it onto the mannequin. You've already seen that I cut the arm there. Everything seems stable. So this Monday coming up is Labor Day, and as everybody knows, you can't wear white after Labor Day anyway, so I think that's why Stormtroopers frown, actually. They're like, what, naked from September through next May? So anyway, weird. So,
Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell.
what that guy said, let's get to it. So, alright, so I have to get the rod into his hole in his rear end. So, the jokes are just like so easily writing themselves, but I'm going to have to cut this to make it go. Okay. And the old mannequin is thinner than I. Actually, that may be a concern. Because with RS, you order the, if you're a larger person, you can order a bigger suit. So, and smaller, you can order a smaller. I think they said 5'9" individual is like perfect for what they hunted in Stormtroopers, which is actually Mark's height, so that's ironic. Point. So, but anyway, I'm 6 foot, maybe 5'11", shrinking as I get older. But it fits all right for me. There's just a little bit of black here that's a little bit undesirable, but no big deal. Alright, I'm actually going to cut the camera right now because I have a feeling it's just going to take quite a while and eat up a lot of space on the disc recording. So I'm going to skip this and I will give you a clock time of, it is currently 11:27 my time, so at the time of filming, so check back in. Alright, so whenever I put these boots on myself, my right foot was a lot tighter than the other. Well, these boots are made by humans, so this one is actually slightly shaped differently. In the back, right above your heel at your Achilles right here, you can see it tapers in, so it's a lot tighter on that boot, which is uncomfortable to me. So if you are buying and doing these for yourself or for the mannequin, buy a size or two larger. They actually tell you this on Imperial boots. It says buy larger. I would say, like, I'm a 10.5. I should have got a 12, I think. I got 11, I should have got a 12. Put on thicker socks, put a gel insert or whatever, but do not size them exact or you're gonna hate life. So, anyways. Okay, this shows how much of a, again, a custom fit it is, because these are exceptionally tight and they literally pull every single measurement of you. I've got skinny legs, so chicken legs. But anyways, they definitely form these to you, so very cool. Okay, so I've got no prayer of getting that on there, so what I'm going to do is remove the arm, thread it through, lift this up, and bolt it back. So that actually was not too painful. I thought that was going to be much worse than it actually came out to be. My mechanism here with the bolts and all that doesn't seem to really be a problem. Accessing this joint may be interesting. Gone. But this is going to be approximately what I want. And that just broke. Okay, so criticism of the Zing mannequin is that the fingers are not good, especially the thumbs. That is a huge flaw that should be re-engineered. But again, a store's just going to be, very, very minimal. They're not going to be doing what I'm doing, but I'm saying for this, that's a flaw if you're doing stuff with the hands, which is the exact reason that I bought this for. So maybe somebody makes some replacement hands for these things that are a little bit more hardy, but okay, liking that, so I'm going to proceed from there, and I will deal with this off camera. So many adjustments that I can make standing here doing this that I cannot do with it on, like adjusting these little elastic straps that are very screen accurate. Never noticed them in 1,000 times of watching, but especially whenever Leia first confronts Vader, and he's asking, what did you do with the plans or whatever, you can clearly see these little elastic straps that they were basically doing whatever they could do at the time to keep the armor together. Now, the interesting part here might be getting this onto this, because I can't access that elbow joint. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is make a small hole right here to drop this arm, get this up into place, and then lift it again. So, just going to make a tiny little indentation here. Not indentation, incision. So it's just cool to see the ingenuity, is that the word? Imagination, the resourcefulness that the crews did to make things happen, you know, find a way. As Adam Savage book title, Every Tool's a Hammer, find a way, make it work, use what you got. I love stuff like that. And last but not least, is that badass or what? Pretty dang cool. And separate from, you know, turning the head, I really don't have to turn the head so much, but I can position, you know, the look. Let me look out here with what y'all are seeing. But that looks excellent. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this today. I'm blown away by it. Just impressive. I mean, you see yourself in it, which is one type of coal, and then this is another type of coal. So really, really looking forward to this venture and what I'm doing and collecting and all that. To do this full-scale stuff, to me, is just the ultimate. Until I build that AT-AT in the backyard. The wife says, no. I'm not doing that, just joking. But I have either 8 or 9 of these planned right now. Probably will get worse. But running out of space quick. Have not even started because the gym equipment has got to be sold before I can pull out the floor, before yada yada. So anyway, going to be selling some of my marble statues that are not just absolute loves. There's some of them in here I'm like going, no way, love them too much. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for what's upcoming. Got some really, really cool stuff planned. One of them that, as I mentioned, will debut in a month and a half. And anyways, so...
You're not doing it half-assed. You ain't doing it right.
What he said. May the force be with you. Catch y'all later.